breaks, but does so much work in defence and carting the ball forward as well. Something like 35 tackles last week against the Broncos. What a buy he has been for them.
Yeah, we saw in the middle there, assist 0. There's one thing that you'll never see there. It's assisting in the confidence department. He rates 100%.
Andrew Johns leads the Newcastle Knights out to Marathon Stadium. The master himself, so good last week in that first half against the Melbourne Storm. Really was terrific. 6 goals, you can see 1 try he scored himself. 3 assists already this season, 1 line break. Sure, he'll be trying to add to that tally here in this game against the Warriors. Tamana Tahu just recently re-signed for further seasons for the Newcastle Knights. What a dangerous player he can be.
He certainly is very strong and got plenty of pace out wide in the centres there. He's a player they'll certainly be looking for to create plenty of problems out wide for the Warriors.
The referee for this game is Tony Archer. We are underway. The New Zealand Warriors will defend the southern end of Marathon Stadium, and it's the youngster Josh Perry who brings it back out towards the Newcastle 20. They go left. Peter will cut it up. Picked up. Tackled down low, doing some good work already was Campion. Matt Parsons getting another start was still Clinton O'Brien and Glenn Grief on the sidelines through suspension and injury respectively to Ben Kennedy. Stepping off that left foot, a good tackle down low made by Shontaine Harpy, who's out there starting in the run on 13. A change for the Warriors, a late change. And a forward pass there. And the feed and loose will go the way of the Warriors.
You're loose and feed, Warriors.
Interesting to see Shontaine Harpy on the field. Wasn't listed in the 13 players on the official list to run on the field. So, as we saw last week with the Tigers against the Cowboys, perhaps inadvertently the Warriors might have already used up one of their interchanges. They go left off the scrum win. It's Torpy who will play it. Back to Francis Melly. Good chance here, a better chance coming up. Up inside the 10, Tony Archer giving the Warriors a great chance here in the opening minutes. Jones will find the line, and they'll have the ball inside the Warriors 20. Deep will tap it and gives it off to Logan Swan. Danger with the ball in his hands. He's tackled just outside the Knights 10. Deep as Morgan hitting it up towards the line. The Knights wait there for him. Went a long way before he got to any of those blue, red and white jumpers. Deep comes back to the left-hand side. Campion standing at first receiver. Got it away to Cliff Beverley. Not much happening for them on that particular play. Slow play the ball. Campion dummies one way, comes himself the other way. 2 tackles left in this set of 6 for the Warriors. Tupy. Now he'll go from dummy half and reach out and score a very soft try. What a way to start it for the Warriors. At a ground where they have had no success over the years, they lead 4-0 after 3 minutes.
Well, it wasn't a bad dummy. I'm sure you probably agree, Warren. We were looking out to see exactly who was going to catch the ball. It appeared as though a cross-field kick was about to come. It wasn't really even a dummy. Some very lazy defence from the Knights there, but what impressed me most about it, Brett, was their confidence. Once the penalty was given, they decided they wanted to try, not 2 points.
Exactly right. I thought they would have taken the 2, but they've got a lot of confidence this year in their attack, and that was an outstanding piece of work. As you said, threw the little dummy to the right, bit of a jink and a step, and was able to get himself around Tamana Tahu and go over for a very good try for the Warriors.
Campion tried it, had no success, and I'm sure the Newcastle Knights weren't thinking that Torpy himself would try it on. Across he went. Ivan Cleary. The Warriors happy to have his boot back in the side. Stacey Jones, the kick-up when Cleary is absent. And this one from around about 4 metres in from this western touchline. Dream start for the Warriors. Cleary trying to get this one to curl back. Wasn't his best strike ever. Waved away, but they will play from in front here at Marathon. And this big crowd here, the Newcastle fans, a little quiet. Their side trailing by 4. Andrew Johns wouldn't have wasted too many words behind the try line there. All of them would have had an effect on his side. The kickoff was a good one from him. Bounced up high for Lauatiti, who runs straight at Danny Badiris. Swan gives it off to Justin Morgan, who crabs across field, tackled at the 20. Campion takes his turn for a hit up. Picks up another 8 or 9 metres. Deep again. Goes to dummy half. Short pass away to Guttenbeil. Fast play the ball as Deep scampers to dummy half and gives it off to Morgan. Fires a pass as they put it through the hands. Off the legs of Darren Albert, who came in to stuff the play out. Not played at. And that will be the last tackle. Jones with the clearing kick. A high one too, which forces Justin Ryder back to the 30. He brings it back up towards the halfway line. Once again, playing in that grey headgear he wore to good effect last week against Melbourne. Here's Hughes backing into the defence at the halfway line. Perry. Just on 5 minutes gone here. It's the Warriors 4, leading the Knights nothing as Parsons takes it up and will play it back to Badiris, who goes from dummy half, looking to find a hole. Got a good pass away to Simpson. On the backup, Andrew Johns. They have hit back as quickly as that. Well, we took a look at Danny Badiris in the preview, Brent Kenny, and what a move he put on there, going from dummy half, as you said he would, and a great pass back on the inside for Simpson.
Well, it certainly was, and well taken by Simpson as well. It's a bit of a juggle, but they've done very well. It's a great little dart from dummy half. Got round the outside of the markers. Good pass inside, and well backed up by Andrew Johns. As you say, it's a great hit back by the Knights.
Yeah, very good positioning by the Knights. Steve Simpson also got himself into a clever position. Logan Swan, the man that just didn't chase hard enough for a marker, desperate to get back after a pretty ordinary start. I think both coaches will be relaying messages out there at the moment. Let's get involved in a defensive game of football, just not throw it around.
Johns from almost right in front adds the extras to his own try, and they have the lead. As quickly as that, they have hit back at the first chance. 6-4. Great work by Badiris. Changed the time to run beautifully. Put a great fall on the chest of Simpson. Hughes takes it off the kickoff and gives it back to Perry. Three of the men to stop him just outside the Knights 20. Peden picked off by Owen Guttenbeil there with the help of Shontaine Harpy. Here's Parsons running at Harpy. Something of a mismatch there. We go to the left-hand side and Rudder away to McDougall. The Warriors defending that particular play a lot better than the Storm did last week. Here's Rudder himself taking it forward. They'll have it 35 out from the Warriors line. Johns will go high to the air. Pressure coming through. Ryder was offside and called out of the play. In the end, Cleary didn't have too much pressure to contend with. Fafili step his way past Simpson. With the help of Parsons, they stop the winger. Here's Deep. A duck under a tackle there as Perry stuck the arm out and stopped him stone dead. Morgan. Lauatiti swaps it out the back, so hard to get to ground. Came to Cleary, put a short pass away to Swan. Came eventually David Miles, who'll play it there, or rather Cliff Beverley it was. And now Jones, a little bit of help from Lauatiti, gets a kick away after he picked up some good meters. The kick bounces up for Fafili, not played at by the Knights. This will be the last tackle. And Ryder has come up with it and then knocked the ball on. But they'll get a penalty.
Well, it was a very clever kick. It was up there. We've got to pay credit well to the defence on that occasion. Fafili probably was thinking now he wished that he aimed infield a little bit, gave his supporting player every chance to select his own angle rather than try and make him in charge of proceedings as it was.
Here the Knights just outside the 30 now. John's playing it. It comes to Rudder. Turn the ball back on the inside for Simpson. Terrific tackle from Campion. Padiris again from dummy half. Running before he fires the pass to Kennedy. Hughes up in the back line. The Warriors doing well on that right-hand side of their defensive line. And the numbers, now they work it again. Here's Kennedy, a short pass to McDougall. Try and push him over the touchline. And go very close to doing so. In fact, he's lost the ball. That will be the changeover on the last. Cleary. Penalty to the Warriors. Cleary didn't waste any time getting the kick away. Tony Archer just having a couple of words with the Knights on the run. Lauatiti takes it up over the 30. Morgan. And former Raider and Eel before that will play it. The 10, they put it through the hands now. Great pass away to Francis Melly, chased by Tahu and brought to ground by Tahu. He got past Hughes. They play it quickly. Beverly gives it away to Clinton Torpy. Now Cleary, short pass for Jones, who was looking on the runaround for Cleary to come to his right-hand side. They come back to the left. Campion, away to Beverly. Ball back on the inside for Morgan. Intercepted by Kennedy. Trouble here for the Warriors. Kennedy got the ball back, cleaned up by Darren Albert. Well, Kennedy was looking for Albert. He couldn't quite get there in time, and a good thing for the Warriors. Otherwise, it was going to be 4, if not 6 points. They go to the left quickly. McDougall bounced away from Stacey Jones. They spread it from sideline to sideline. Enterprising stuff from the locals. Here goes Billy Peden now. Already they're back to the Warriors 30. Rudder has Johns outside him. Ooh, good tackle. Front on stuff once again from Jason Deep. Simpson wrapping around the back of the play the ball. Tackle just inside the Warriors 20 on the last tackle. Johns it is again. Crossfield bomb. Plenty of trouble coming up for Farfeli, who didn't even make a play at it. Now McDougall off the bat back from Ryder. Put the ball in.
I call tackle, and you knock the ball out, Adam. I call tackle, though, and then you knock the ball out.
Adam McDougall contending it was a one-on-one tackle, but it was after the play the ball had been called.
Well, the referee clearly calling it, but I can tell you Newcastle are a little bit hard done by there on that occasion. Good work from McDougall. He decided to dive in there. Probably took a leaf out of last week's game, of course, where Ben Eichen went down, injured in a tackle. And we saw Awen Gutenbiel scoop up the ball, streak away and plant a 4-pointer.
And now a penalty to the Knights.
Stays down. He stays down. Yeah, I will.
Stacey Jones questioning this call.
Hold down. I didn't know he was injured. He was lying on his knee.
Ali Lauatiti here could have been the innocent victim. The penalty, he was touching his face and now getting some attention. As they look at his right eye. Didn't get his back to his feet to play the ball, and hence the penalty. You see it again here, the tackle from Kennedy with the help of Parsons. Lauatiti there already clutching at his eye. Tries to play the ball long before he got back to his feet. You heard the call from Tony Archer. It doesn't matter if he's injured. If he is injured, he stays down and somebody else plays the ball for him.
You know, one of the Warriors players was making an appeal in the background saying that Ben Kennedy's tackle was the one that made contact with the big fella. It caused him a slight bit of concussion. Unfortunately, that doesn't carry too much weight when you're arguing with the rule book.
Still not all that comfortable, Ali Lauatiti. You see that right eye. What is it, an accidental poke? And Andrew Johns from 35 metres out had the chance to extend this lead to 4 points. He sticks it straight between the posts. It is an 8-4 lead to the Knights over the Warriors. We've had almost 14 minutes here at Marathon Stadium. A frenetic pace to open up this round 7 clash. Surprise try to Clinton Torpey in just the 3rd minute. A rush from dummy half. And a great try laid on by the Knights. Lead-up work by Badeiras and Simpson put Johns over. Johns has a couple of goals. And that is the difference at the moment. Cleary. Kick-off which bounces down a couple of times before it comes to Hughes, who once again finds Josh Perry. Barely 20 years of age. A great time of it since coming into the top grade for the Knights as Parsons now plays it. Simpson on the right-hand side. Taken up towards the Newcastle 40. Johns as they spread it to the left-hand side through Rudder now. Came back in, gave it off to Johns. Had Perry with him. Standing there, they can't tackle him. Campion hanging on to him by a thread. Here's Rudder now, taking it to the line. Got in behind Lauatiti. He couldn't pick him up. The pass back on the inside to Mark Hughes. They are in for number 2. Great attack again from the Knights. Just too much speed around the ruck for the Warriors forwards. And that lead now an ominous one, 12-4.
Yeah, and good targeting by the Newcastle Knights, running at the big fellas. Of course, it all started with some very ordinary defence. Kevin Campion dropping off a tackle. He was assisted by a couple of others that missed 1 or 2 each. Eventually, it came through another Badeiras run, but just have a look at the big fella dropping off the inside. Ordinary communication going on. Gutenbeal, the other that got left standing. They need to make sure that their big men are a lot tighter in close to the ruck.
Well, they certainly do, but as you mentioned, it was great targeting. They saw the big fellas out there, Lauatiti, and of course Sean Rudder. Too much pace, got on the outside, and well backed up on the inside by Hughes.
The kick from Andrew Johns from right in front, as you would expect, is good. Took Peden a long time to pick up the ball. And just to update you on the changes for the Warriors at the start of the game, Shontaine Harpy started in 17 after not being listed in the 13 as the Knights again go to the left-hand side very early, almost a la Penrith. Kennedy will play it there. Harpy starting the game will not be counted as an interchange, but the Warriors will be fined $5,000 by the NRL for listing an incorrect run-on team, the team that was notified to everybody an hour before the game. So they'll lose $5,000, but no interchange. The Knights make a mistake here. Peden comes up with an error inside his own half, and the Warriors will have this scrum feed to come to them.
Well, a bit of a problem starting to creep in for the Knights. We've seen them already score a couple of good tries, but I think they're starting to try and throw the ball around a little bit too much instead of looking at taking charge up the centre, which is where most of their tries have come about. And once they get control there, then they can start to throw it around.
Changes for the Warriors. Mark Hughes penalised there for being the second man in, flopping in over the tackle player, which was Richard Villasanti. Out there as Daniel Anderson makes some changes to his side. And they'll have a chance to hit back here for the Warriors. Death will tap it at the Knights' 30-metre line. Here's Morgan.
Hell one, get off, Danny, get off.
Villasanti, good game last week, as so many Warriors did against the Broncos. And again, bouncing away from a tackle here, he left Perry in his wake. Death goes quickly to his right-hand side and ran at Perry, who was offside and just motoring backwards in defence. Beverly gives it away to Jones. A short pass on the outside to nobody. They've coughed it up rather meekly. A play, obviously, Well, the man on his outside went AWOL.
Yeah, he was looking for A when Gutenbeil there. The big bloke would have been attacking from around about 10 or 11 metres out from the line and running at the Knights' halves. Jones was furious. He went missing in action.
Here's Peter.
Heavy.
11 metres on his own side of halfway. Almost 19 minutes gone here at Marathon. 14-4 to the Knights at the moment as the kick from Johns comes down to Henry Farfilly. They've got it in good position. Not a good kick from Johns. Cleary takes it across the halfway line. The Warriors with 4 tackles left in this set of 6. A good chance to go deep on the attack again as Jones himself counts it up towards them. Here's deep. Simple stuff from the Warriors in this set of 6. Campion at dummy half. To Beverley, who's been spending a lot of time on this left-hand side. Villasanti again got a pass away, and it came backwards there to Jonathan Smith. One more tackle for the Warriors. Beverley gives it to Jones, stepping in traffic, dumps it out the back once again, and once again it's Kennedy who comes up with a loose ball.
Well, you've got to give credit to the Knights' defence there. Plenty of scrambling defence.
I couldn't call him, but he's not 10. Number 18, you're not even close to me.
It was great defence by the Knights. A much-needed relieving penalty.
Paul Markman on in 14. Fairly humid afternoon here in Newcastle, and both coaches not wasting any time to go to their bench. The Warriors have made a number of changes. Markwood is out there now for Parsons as Johns tries to step in behind this Warriors defence. Kick it to the right-hand side. Tahu has it. Rudder doing a good job out there, playing a lot of first receiver. Here he is again now. Loops a pass over the top of Johns. Markwood has to go backwards to pick it up. He's tackled at the 20, lost the ball in the tackle. Tony Archer says play on. Harpy who has it. We play it just outside the Warriors 20. Farfilly from dummy half. Good tackle from Kennedy stopped him dead in his tracks with the help of McDougall. Here's Gutenbeil. Deep again. Starting from dummy half. Ball could have easily been a knock on there. Did the ball come off Villasanti, who was aiming up on Deese outside? It doesn't matter in the end because the Knights have it.
Sorry, Warren. Surely there was 2 men in that tackle. Maybe the ball came free a little bit, but I suppose in his defence, the referee didn't have a real good view of that.
I think the touch judge had a better view and never mentioned anything.
Albert juggles it. Cleary comes across and stops him just outside the Warriors 10. Johns at dummy half. Gives it to Simpson. Takes it towards the post for a settler. Badiris now a dummy half again. Rudder. Options inside. He finds Josh Perry, who'll go close. Half a metre away from the line. Badiris to Johns. This time Grubbers. Marquette was trailing him through. Couldn't pick it up. And Quinton Torpey will take it across the line. They'll get it back again, the Knights, through a goal line dropout.
Well, I think he tossed a coin right at the last moment. Torpey, he was going to let that ball go. You can see him, he had half a peep around to see what was going on. Probably thought, well, Johns, I know he's going to be following there somewhere. Given the same opportunity, I know he would have let that one go.
Yeah, certainly had the opportunity to he could have afforded another bounce at least. And I'd say then it would have gone over the dead ball line. So, no, but it's hard to judge though when you're out there in the field.
Variety in the Johns kicking game again. Can literally do it all. The line dropout, a high one. And just climbs over the 30-metre line. And here's Perry. The Warriors under all sorts of pressure here. They need to hold the Knights out. Still 17 minutes left in this first half. They really can't afford to let them score once again here. The Knights might put a bit of a gap in them if they do. Kennedy, short pass to McDougall. They read it nicely, the numbers on that right-hand side, but it comes back through Rudder. Pass to Simpson. Spins in the tackle. 15 out from the Warriors line. Tahu gives it to Johns. Marquette picked up and bundled into a small package by Campion. Johns off the left foot, looking for the line himself. Oh, that was too easy. Holds 2 fingers up. He knows how many he's scored for the game. And it's 18 points to 4. Such a danger he is, so close to the line. Just took the ball at speed off the left foot, and they couldn't recover.
Well, he did well. He's a quality footballer. Everyone knows what a wonderful player he is, but that is very ordinary defence from the Warriors. The step on the inside. Villasanti was one man beaten. Kevin Campion won't be happy with his efforts either. Ivan Cleary, well, he was no chance standing on the line by the time Johns got there.
Very smart play by Johns. He was on the move when he took the football, and then the big step off the left foot. Got them all on the wrong foot, all the Warriors, and it was a very good try. But I think the Knights now are looking as if they're going to start to run away with this game.
Johns adds to his own personal tally as well as the team's. And it is an ominous scoreline we have. 20 points to 4. So clever with the football, isn't he? Johns with the kick. Could have led on a try with a grubber on the previous set. And they got the goal line dropout. He took things into his own hands. Scored his second of the game. And they'll bring it back out from the kickoff, this time through Julian Bailey. Markwood is out there. Nathan Wood on for the Warriors, taking the place of Jason Deep. There's Kennedy, tackled by Harpe. Johns at first receiver, picking from inside his own 40, looking for a 40-20. Didn't get the bounce he needed. Here's Albert. Whoa, went very close to tracking that down before it got to the dead ball line. Francis Melly in the end did very well to shepherd Albert from running past him. It was a planned kick. He wasn't looking for the 40-20. He was looking for Albert, who was flying.
Well, it's a wonderful bonus, isn't it, to have somebody the speed of Darren Albert in your side, to be able to put an attacking play on almost 30 metres inside your own half.
Lead the ball, Billy.
Smith will play it. Wood gives it off to Villasanti, proving to be a real handful with the ball in his hands. His time on the field in this game. Beverly showing it. Rudder stood there before him with the help of Badiris. And he stopped him going any further. Cleary now. He takes a turn and will play it at the halfway line on the last. Jones rolls it in behind Justin Ryder and will roll it across the touchline. The Knights will have it. The scrum feed inside their own 20. A set of 6 from the Warriors.
Up here it is.
And they'll make them work from a set play situation here.
Just see that last shot of Stacey Jones. The players are doing a little bit tough out there. It's very humid here in Newcastle this evening. Stacey Jones, the man that's probably got to try and steer them around a little bit more. They're just trying to play Newcastle's style of football at the moment, and they won't be able to do that. They've got to be able to control the game that they want to play it. If they're a better team than Newcastle all over the paddock, we'll find they'll be able to do it. But not too many teams have been able to do that to the Knights.
Here they go again. Tahu pushed away from Francis Melly. Has support on the inside through Albert. Can't get it back to him, and a great tackle. In cover, Henry Farfilly from the other side of the ground has run across all the way to this western touchline to stop Tahu.
Well, it certainly was a great run by Tahu, but what he had to do was come back in field. He was just getting too close to the side. That is a great tackle, a great cover defensive tackle. But Tahu had a man on the inside, and that's virtually, it was a great run, but it all came to nothing.
Now the New Zealand coach, Gary Freeman, is here at Marathon this evening, watching this game, watching the Warriors go around. I'm sure he would have been
No way, he's standing out.
very impressed with the efforts of Farfilly on that occasion. A penalty from the scrum. The Knights breaking too quickly from the rear of the scrum. Nathan Wood, former Tiger and Rooster, catch it and they give it off. The Swan, who takes it forward. Villasanti, former Tiger himself, once again Beating the first tackler, picking up some good metres for the Warriors. They go to the right-hand side through Jones. Here's Guttenbeil. Not quite getting the timing right. Wood himself goes from dummy half. Flips it back to Guttenbeil, to Jones. Here's Villasanti. Brushes away from him again. Got it back to Stacey Jones. Looking to link up with the outside men. Here's Beverley now. He fires a pass to Swan. To Clinton Torpey, who's put the boot to ball. And it came off the leg of Vidiris. We'll wait and see if it's played it. I think you'll find it will be a Knight's feed. No way that was played at.
I think they've been a little bit hard. A couple of decisions gone their way. I think the final call has come now. But the ball wasn't played at all. John's walking over to pick the ball up. It would have been a travesty of justice had that one. But I've got to say, it was an ordinary decision, I thought, from Tupy to put the ball on the floor. Still had tackles in hand.
Peden. It's just outside the Knights' 20. 10-minute mark ticks by with the Knights leading by 16. Troy Fletcher waiting to come on, get his chance. Kennedy plays it back to Peden.
Last one, release now.
Fletcher gets his chance with Simpson coming off as Rudder takes it up to Villasanti, who can put on a hit. And a great tackle has left Rudder a little bit of trouble there as well. We came up with some big hits, one on Shane Wemke last week, which I'm sure the Brisbane forward is still feeling, and that was a monstrous hit on Sean Rudder just then. Here's Cleary. He'll play it. 10 metres on the Knight side of halfway. Beverley. Back on the inside for Jonathan Smith, who gets lifted in the tackle, and a good thing they dropped off. Julian Bailey put the right arm right through the legs there of Jonathan Smith. He could have easily been penalised. Jones spinning. Justin Morgan back out there for Logan Swan, and here is Morgan with the ball, gives it away to Guttenbeil. Taken age to get him to ground. That was the fifth tackle. As Wood delivers it to Jones. Dummy to kick. When himself fired it backwards.
Offside, Troy Fletcher. I caught him offside. Troy Fletcher.
And a penalty to the Warriors in good position here. They trail by 16. You would think the call would be, let's take the tap and go at them. That's exactly what they'll do. Jones gives it to Beverley. Tries it back on the inside. Villasanti now gives it back to Jones. Chance building for them on the right-hand side. Harpay stepping in traffic. He'll go close. A couple of metres away. Wood goes to his right-hand side. Turns it back for Justin Morgan, who tries to barge his way across. Wood waits at dummy half again. Jones gives it off to Jonathan Smith. The pass wasn't a great one. Still should have been taken by Smith, though.
Well, I think their trouble started right from the time Stacey Jones tapped the ball. There didn't look to be a lot of communication in the Warriors camp. No plays were set whatsoever. Just dazzled looked on the players' faces, wondering exactly what they were going to do next ruck.
Lead in the lane.
Tahu will get the penalty.
Wait there, Andrew.
Guttenbeil hanging on to Tahu's jump up. Dragged him back to the ground, trying to play the ball down. Given away some cheap penalties at this end of the field. The Knights have picked up some easy metres once again. They will tap it back up near the halfway line. Peden gives it away to Troy Fletcher, who takes it across the halfway line. Peden again in the role of dummy half now with Vidiris. Off the field for the time being. Johns turns it back for the debutants in first grade, Clint Newton, who gets his first touch. Here's Fletcher again, getting another hit up as he takes it almost to the Warriors' 20. They go to the left. Rudder running to them. Kennedy on his outside. He tackled a good tackle down low by Villasanti. Bailey on the last tackle comes from Rudder to Johns. Stepping off the right foot this time, in behind them, couldn't get the arms free. And that will be the last. The Warriors will breathe a huge sigh of relief that they've hung on this occasion.
Have a look, Clinton.
Millie. His hands full with Darren Albert opposite him so far in this game. It's Torpy. Tackled by Fletcher. David Miles makes his first appearance.
Keep back pedaling.
Here's Morgan. Good pass back to Nathan Wood, who's minus the headgear suddenly. Puts it up towards the halfway line. Campion waits at dummy half. Noted Jones again, grubbering for himself. He'll get the ball back. Got a pass back to Cleary. He won't have the speed to outpace them. Find a pass over the top to Miles. He'll get it to Francis Nelly, who got there to score for the Warriors. Oh, they did it the hard way, getting there. And Nelly in the end wanted to put a bit of a shuffle on himself, but he scored. That's all that matters. And they're back within 12.
Oh, watch the Ferraris chasing the 55 Chevs. Great work from Stacey Jones. Terrific control. Ball goes on to Cleary. He's thinking, wow, have a look at these blokes chasing me here. Tip it on, but look at the desperation in defence. It's 4 points. It's gone down to the New Zealanders, but I really have got to commend the desperation the Knights defence is showing.
Well, they certainly did try and scramble very well, but Andrew Johns had been sitting back in the second line of defence in previous sets of 6. This time he was up in the front line. Good work by Stacey Jones to realise that, put the little kick through. And Francis Melly, well, I don't know where he was going, where he thought he was going to go when he decided to prop him. Might come back inside, but as you say, he got there.
His 4th try of the season, the leading try scorer for the Warriors. Cleary has his conversion attempt from wide out. Stacey Jones had tried a lot of different ways to break open this Newcastle line. Eventually, he put the ball on the ground for himself. It bounced up beautifully. And Cleary was never going to have the pace to put them to the line. But Miles was a chance. They kept coming. And Nelly in the end only had the fall across the line to score their second try. Cleary, this one, not the cleanest of strikes. Hooking that one left of the post. The difference, 2 converted tries. As we approach half-time, 20 points to 8 in favour of the Knights. Retaining half of football so far, 5 tries in all. Some good ones in amongst them. Andrew Johns. The ball placed high on the mound. Will get us back underway. High, deep kickoff will bounce up over the head of Justin Morgan. And with 3 minutes left, and the ball coming back their way from this goal line dropout, the Knights could once again open it up. What a kick it was from Andrew Johns.
Well, it's a great kick and a great opportunity for the Knights now. But it's a perfect example of why you should always try and take the ball on the full. An awful bounce.
It was an awful bounce, but it was very ordinary field positioning by the Warriors. They tend to stand 3 to 4 players directly along the try line. That's around about where the ball lands almost every kickoff. They didn't have anyone in position at that stage. The big fella, no chance getting there in pace.
Torpy with another high, shallow dropout. And here's Marquardt. And the Knights looking for try number 4. Fletcher it is. Takes it up towards the 20-metre line before he's driven backwards by Villasanti and Guttenbeil. Marquardt again. Options left and right. Rutter is to the left. Johns to the right as Peden goes himself from dummy half. They go Rutter's way to the left-hand side. At the line. Trying to put the step on the defence. Just 3 or 4 metres away from the line. Peden again. Fires it to Andrew Johns, looking for the field goal. And he's stuck it between them. A 12-point game becomes a 13-point game. And after the Warriors got home by the lone point last week, that might be a smart play by the captain.
Oh, that certainly is. As you say, it becomes a 13-point game at the moment. And that means the Warriors have to score 3 times. It was in perfect position, very good pass, plenty of time. Fair bit of fatigue setting in for the Warriors, I think. Well, not one man decided to chase and go for the charge down.
Yeah, I think the Warriors players, though, in seeing the scoreboard stretch out past 2 converted tries, I think the Warriors players would be pretty happy that they saw him put a ball on the floor and drop kick it over. They knew that they were in real strife. They've had real trouble stopping his runs from close to the line.
Hughes it is again who fields the kickoff. Comes back the way of Fletcher to bring it back out. Inside the final 60 seconds in this first half is Marquardt going forward. Peden again from dummy half. Looks to be enjoying the role at the moment with Vidiris off the field. Here's Bailey. Almost back to the halfway line. What have they got for us? Perhaps their last possession of the half. The high crossfield bomb from Johns looking for Albert. He flew, got the hand to it, knocked it forward. It comes down to Quinton Torpey. They'll have barely a couple of tackles with the ball in their hands. Millie will play it. Beverly turns it back for Justin Morgan. Beverly from the last tackle forced the pass which Albert almost intercepted, and there is the siren to end 40 minutes of entertaining rugby league here at Marathon Stadium. The Knights doing it quite nicely at the moment. A scoreline of 21 points to 8. What a half of football from that man, Andrew Johns. 2 tries, number of goals and a field goal in amongst it. Of course, plenty of action coming up still here from Marathon. With the football in his hands, but did some great work in defence. The cover tackle from a scrum win that the Knights had. They spread it early on to Mana Tahu down this far touchline as far Philly looks at it, and came all the way across the field to save a certain try.
Well, Warren, that play really had everything that you want to see and show a young kid about playing football, didn't it? Tahu showed all the skills with the ball in his hand, transferred possession from left to right, used his left hand to point out, be able to use an offend if he needed it. The in and away was classic, straight out of the textbook, and a wonderful cover defending tackle that anybody would be proud of.
Andrew Johns gets us back underway. A high kickoff which comes down to Jones, who gives it away to Justin Morgan. Well, got to get themselves back into this game. Quite obviously need to score before the Newcastle Knights can, the Warriors. They go left through Campion. Daniel Anderson would have been a different feeling in the rooms to that last week at Ericsson Stadium against the Broncos after almost a perfect first 40 minutes from the Warriors. They completed 18 sets out of 20 in that game against the Broncos. A kick, a very deep one as well from Ivan Cleary. That could well have been a 40-20. He might have just been across the red line there, which marks the 40-metre line inside the Warriors' half. It was very close, though.
Yeah, just outside. Wishing that he had taken half a step back. But the ploy that we've just seen used by the Warriors on that occasion, I think that's probably their best weapon at the moment. They've got to try and slow down Newcastle's attack as much as they possibly can, give themselves a chance to set their defence from set plays.
They have it. And it's Hughes who will play it. Johns. Is it away to McDougall? Well contained in the first half, but he's away here to open up the second half. Harpay can't go with him for pace. Reiner is looming up. McDougall won't need him. From inside their own 20. Adam McDougall has busted out here in a big way. He's big, he's strong, and he's quick to go with it. What a player.
Well, maybe they mightn't use the set plays to defend from anymore. But you've got to pay special credit to McDougall's skills. At the same time, though, there's got to be criticism leveled that Henry Farfeli, he's done some wonderful things throughout the course of the first 40 minutes. Interesting to see McDougall. He thought he was in real stride looking for support. He had plenty of speed left.
Yeah, very good play by McDougall. Poor attempt to tackle. Showed plenty of pace. As you say, as he got close to the try line, he saw the attack of the supporting players on the inside and realised that they were covered, and still had enough pace to get across the line for a magnificent rugby league try.
Really was a pretty simple one-on-one miss by Farfeli. Didn't quite get up in the face of McDougall and just gave him a little bit of space at the advantage line. And once McDougall turned him around, Farfeli was never going to catch him. Johns kicks his 5th of the game. Another one from close proximity. And it's 27 points to 8. Well, the Warriors had come here on 3 previous occasions to Marathon Stadium. The scorelines weren't pretty ones for them. Their 3 losses were 48-6, 33-4, and the most recent one, 30 points to 12.
I think a point that would be most disappointing for their coach, Daniel Henderson, at the moment is that it's almost a carbon copy start to the first half where they conceded a try. It came about just by a player dropping off in his chase for a tackle. That was a fairly comfortable chase. He certainly wasn't going to get beaten from pace. All he had to do was dive.
Peden still filling the dummy half role with Vidiris on the bench for the moment. Fletcher it is who gets just outside the Newcastle 20. Comes back to Newton. Tried to pop the ball free, went backwards, and Peden came up with it before he was collared by Cliff Beverley. Johns stepping, fires a pass, comes back to Newton. He gets the arm free, gives it back to Peden, and he will play it 10 metres on his own side of halfway. Fletcher gives it off to Johns. Played at by the Warriors, deflected, and comes into the arms of Justin Morgan. So they have it in good position, almost at the halfway line. Jones gives it back to Shontaine Harpe. Campion. Good hands, the pass wasn't a great one from Farfeli, who goes again to dummy half. Morgan. Goodenbeal. Wrapped up by Clint Newton. Beverley. Pass to David Miles. Ooh, Tahu picked it up and was almost away to the races again. Here's Fletcher. It was always going to be a different affair here at Marathon this week. They're playing the Broncos at home last week. Tough to bounce back and put in another good effort after being on such a high in Auckland last weekend. The Warriors perhaps slightly on a letdown. Here's Kennedy now.
Well, one of the biggest problems I think the Warriors have got is the fact that they're too flat in attack. We saw there with the cut-out pass to the player. I mean, the defence was right up there in his face. Is it any wonder that he dropped the ball? They've got to get themselves a little bit deeper in attack.
On the 4th. Up here.
Pass to Andrew Johns.
Warriors.
Wasn't a flash one. He was quick to let them know about the service. Just a wobbly old pass from Vidiris. Oh, sorry, rather, Billy Peden.
Yeah, Warren, that's a very good point that Brett brought up. And, of course, a lot of times it's caused by you're used to going backwards in defence, and you think that you can compensate in some way by when you get the football, just to look for an easier way. Don't quite get back and run onto the ball, but when you do that, you're not going to make much territory.
Here's Goodenbeal. This Knights defensive line, very quick to get up and meet them before the advantage line. Morgan gives it away to Harpy. So again, they stop him before he gets back to the halfway line. Wood fires a pass to Jones. Good ball back on the inside for Villasanti. An equally good tackle by Kennedy. They go quickly to the left. Here's Beverley. Oh, had Cleary on the inside. Now it comes back to Stacey Jones. He'll be rounded up there and tackled by Sean Rudder. Wood kicking, an awful kick on the last tackle.
Sean, up here.
He wasn't going to pick up many metres. He kicked it out on the full at any rate.
Bring it up, mate. Bring it up. Bring it up.
A very important tackle by Sean Rudder too, because the man he caught was a Warriors kicker, and we saw what happened when he wasn't there, when Stacey Jones wasn't there.
Newton tackled just before the halfway line. Comes to Fletcher.
You lead in the line.
A penalty to the Knights.
You lead in the line.
Guttenbeil again, the offender.
Hold on to that ankle.
Hanging on to the tackled player while he was trying to get back to his feet. Been pinged for that a couple of times now in this game, Owen Guttenbeil. Just had hold of the shorts there and dragged Fletcher back to the ground. Kennedy got the arm free, gave it back to Bailey. The Knights looking for what you would think would be the knockout here. Here's McDougall. Just outside the Warriors' 10. Ryder from dummy half. They cling to him and stop him. Desperation just in front of the try line. Bailey at dummy half. Gives it to Johns, a long pass to Rudder. Back on the inside for Hughes. They slid well in defence, the Warriors. Kennedy, he goes himself and crashes across to score. That might be just about enough. It's 31-8.
I think it's going to be more than enough. Despite the way that the Warriors have shown some great determination over the last couple of weeks. A couple of their bigger blokes getting pushed aside as well. Morgan and Guttenbeil. They were the ones that just got shoved backwards. That shouldn't have happened. Should have been able to control it. But I think, Brett, at this stage of the game, it's not size that's counting. They look like they're struggling, really doing it tough.
Yeah, they are doing it tough. They've had to do a lot of defence, in particular in the first half. And that one there, the two plays leading up to a very good play of the ball, so they had the defence going backwards. They couldn't get set, and a great run by Ben Kennedy.
30.
Just a little lack of concentration there. Took the eye off the ball. Showed his disappointment.
Break in. Come up here, Richard, the toll. Yep. Let's bind together and get in.
The Troops are on the sideline.
Get in, bend your back.
Perry and Parsons.
Get out of it, Quinton.
Waiting to get the call up. Here's Jones from the scrum.
Held one, clearing that and get off. Get off.
Perry was an easy target for McDougall to stop. Now Torpy. 25 out from this Newcastle line. Stacey Jones. Hear the urgency in the Newcastle defensive line, screaming out his name as they race up. Wood will give it to Jones again. Wood looking for options. Isn't much happening on his outside. Both Campion and Villasanti aiming back on the inside as Jones goes to the air. Ryder up against Farfilly here. Farfilly took it, got it back to Torpy, but the whistle had already been blown for the tackle. That will end the set of 6, and they've hung on the Knights.
Well, I guess you could say it was a better set of 6 by the Warriors, but I mentioned before how they stand very flat in attack, but I also think they've got to pick up their communication. The set play from the scrum, we had guys running angles, but they didn't look as if they were sure that that was the angle they had to run, and there was a lot of confusion there.
Parsons back out there. Here's Newton. Need plenty of time. Badiris waiting on the sideline to get the call up to resume the dummy half roll. Relieve Billy Peden of that. Perry plays it. Comes to Johns, who kicks at the halfway line. It bounces away from Cleary. A good chase once again from the Knights. Philly has 3 or 4 of them right in his face. And they drill him backwards, McDougall and Kennedy. Torpy. Campion trying to get something going for them. Good run from him, picked up around about 12 metres, but they need plenty more of that. They need it in a hurry. Jones fires a pass to Logan Swan. He's very quiet in attack. On that left-hand side that he patrols for the Warriors. Morgan angling back in behind the ruck. Jones will kick on the last, looking for the touchline, and Albert will just happily watch the ball bounce across the line. Picked up some good metres. They need to keep the ball in play. If anything, the Warriors here. Clock their enemy at the moment. They trail by a long way.
I'm sure that Farfeli will probably be feeling a little bit nervous. The Knights have shown a real want to run the ball from the scrum after that last try where he was embarrassed by McDougall. He'd be feeling a little dodgy again.
And here they go on that side this time. Torpy was up there to help Farfeli. McDougall stepped off the left foot. Parsons takes it outside the Newcastle 30. Both teams with 5 interchange players left. Here's Perry. Across the halfway line goes Kennedy.
He copped one on the way through there, Ben Kennedy as well.
He's not too good. Campion very quick to put his hand up and alert Tony Archer to the condition of Kennedy. Now the touch judge, Phil Cooley, comes in to have a chat to Tony Archer. Kevin Campion it was across the top, as we see on the replay there. Just caught Kennedy on the side of the jaw. Phil Cooley, the touch judge, came in to have a word with Tony Archer.
Yes, there was some crowd reaction, wasn't there?
And they will get a penalty on the touch judge's advice as Kennedy goes to the sideline. So Medeiros gives it off to Andrew Johns. Here's Josh Perry. The Knights looking to get another 4-pointer. Medeiros from dummy half has spent a lot of time on the bench. He's eager to get back into the action. Parsons to Rudder. Delayed ball from Hughes. Away to Darren Albert. Tahu again. Bailey runs at Morgan. Almost got there. It was only Cleary that stopped him from reaching out and putting the ball across the line. But Medeiros will fire it to Rudder. Backs into them. Ali Lauatiti tried to come up with the intercept. Touched it. 6 more for the Knights. Parsons will play it there with a full set of 6 to work it. They may not need that many. McDougall lost it. Jones got it. Gave it to Farfeli. Johns in cover, can't pick up Farfeli. Coming across the field, here's Mark Hughes. He won't get to him either, and Henry. Oh, Henry. He'll go 95 metres. Showed some wheels, didn't he? Hughes was coming to get him. As they got to the line, Hughes ran out of steam. Farfeli didn't know. And he went almost the length of the field.
Well, didn't the coin flip? Johns threw the ball. Hit McDougall on the right shoulder. Wasn't the perfect pass, but it still should have been caught. You could see Johnsy. He was stretching out, trying to get across there, doing his best. It was a great chase from Hughes. He's covered around about 100, 110 metres from the opposite corner to try and get there. Just ran out of ammo at the end.
Yeah, you can see Johns was very disappointed with the pass. He realised that he's let the try go through. And he's pumping those little legs to no avail. That was a very good try.
Probably something we've forgotten to mention in the chase. Good presence of mind shown by Stacey Jones. The ball was only in his grasp for probably half a second.
His 3rd try of the season, 7th in his career. He has been in very good form for the Warriors, as has Francis Melly on the other side of the field. And if there to be any chance in this game, they needed to be, obviously, the team to score next, and Ivan Cleary, who hasn't had a great night with the boot so far, going to edge them closer once again with this one across the face of the goal. Daniel Anderson watches from on high. They're a long way from the target. 21 points the difference, but there is time.
Wonderful second half recovery. When they were down and out, I think they were down around about 14 or 16 points. Almost got back, but I think this may be a little bit too tough for them.
Ali Lauatiti. Down low was Medeiros. Over the top. And Simpson and Rudder there. Wood. Martin Beale picks up some strong metres down the middle of the field. From dummy half they go. Wood just sneaked through them. The gap didn't open up for him. Now Campion. Short pass to Swan, who drags a couple of Knights across the halfway line. This is the sixth tackle. And Jones. High to the air again for Farfeely. Didn't get a hand to it. Oh, Justin might have knocked that on. Lucky not to be pushed across the touchline. I wouldn't mind having another look at that one. I think Ryder might have knocked that on, even though he wasn't facing his opponent's try line. Here's McDougall. He'll play it at the Knights 40. Parsons.
Get off, Jason! Don't come on flopping it down.
Medeiros will give it away to Josh Perry. Runs at Swan. Picks up a good 12 or 13 metres on that particular run. Here's Johns at first receiver. Off the left foot. Ball back on the inside. Knocked on by Hughes. Not backwards, says Tony Archer. That ball came off Mark Hughes' arm, then off Logan Swan, then bounced backwards. Kennedy back out there. Julian Bailey it is who comes off the field. Johns puts the kick in, and he'll find the touchline. 5 metres out from the Warriors line. A little unlucky then, I thought, New Zealand, not to have a couple of knock-ons go their way, and they would have the ball back in, quite obviously, better field position than they do now.
Well, it's amazing what a try can do for a side. A little bit more of a step, a bit more spring in their step now for the Warriors, but they can't afford to relax. They're in a good, well, not so much a good position, but at least they've got the ball, and they've got to concentrate on completing their sets.
Richard Villasanti waiting to come back on for the Warriors. Lauatiti was, or rather Francis Melly it is, doing his only Lauatiti impersonation. With the socks down low as Deeth is back out there. Going to pass away. Torpy set upon. And now Tony Archer will want a word.
Yeah, I know. Come over, mate. I know. Hey, stay out of it. I know you can't take the tackle, but you're smacking in the face. You've got to keep it down, mate. Wait there.
Adam McDougall it is who gives the penalty away. And they'll have it almost at the halfway line. Jones gives it off to Villasanti. Picked up some big metres for them in attack.
Have a look.
Taking a power of stopping. Wood and Beverley to David Miles. And Melly outside him. To submit to the tackle there of Tamana Tahu. Beverley at first receiver. Jones outside him. Once again, they turn the ball back on the inside. They're just... Timing isn't quite there this evening. Things aren't going their way with the ball in their hands.
Hands away, Josh.
Players looking to go to the outside and the support men cutting back to the inside. Here's Campion trying to put Beverley away. Exciting tackle by Medeiros. Now it's Edie away to Jones. Kicking back across himself with a bomb. And pressure coming up, and they will get the ball back. Good work by Stacey Jones. Good work by Albert to take the bomb. He left the ground from the field of play and was barreled backwards. The Warriors will get 6 again.
Well, I think it was a good choice made as well by Logan Swan. He was one of the pair racing through, attempting to get to the ball. He realised he wasn't going to be much chance of being able to out-jump Darren Albert. Simply decided to wait for him to catch the ball and then cart him back over the line. Well, how much work does this bloke do? He really is the backbone of their side, isn't he? Such an important member.
Villasanti. He will play it just outside the Newcastle 30. Here's Jones again. But attacking line as Lauatiti drops it back for Nathan Wood. Straight through a gap. Steps in behind Andrew Johns. Lobs a pass over the top. Torpy gets there to score his second. The Warriors are coming back. A long way to go, but they're on the road.
Well, Warren, I might be wrong, but I think Nathan Wood could have got there himself. Maybe he's decided he wants to give his goal kicker a little bit better practice. Jones was the man that started it. Through it. Have a look at this offload. Magnificent offload. Around the back. I'll just tip it straight out there. the support play. There was Wood there, decided to run. Oh, well, he finished over the line. By the time he hit the turf, he was actually 2 metres over the line.
This is a great offload. Very good ball. And very good running by Nathan Wood too. As you mentioned, Wally, he may well have been able to go himself. Saw the support on the outside, but geez, don't they like to go the long way around to score a try?
Daniel Anderson, his heart is in his mouth every time they get close to that line. To be chalking another one up, a double tonight.
Ivan Cleary from wide out finds the range at last. He's had some difficult ones from very wide out. No easy ones for the fullback. But suddenly it's 33 points to 18. The difference is 15, and still there is more than enough time on the clock for the Warriors.
It's still a big gap though, isn't it? But despite their disappointment in the results so far tonight, they've been going well, particularly their last 5 weeks. The Kiwis, they beat the Northern Eagles side, and they lost again to the Western Tigers, but they absolutely flogged St George. They got beaten on the post by Parramatta, and of course last week beat the Broncos, so they've certainly had some form.
And that second half fade of the Newcastle Knights against the Storm last week might be coming back on the minds of some of these Newcastle players. They led 30-0 against the Storm at Colonial. They won 36-28. They were outscored comprehensively by Melbourne in that second 40 minutes. Campion now. 10 metres short of the halfway line. He plays it back to Wood. Goes to Logan Swan. Trying to keep the ball alive, but he'll be tackled on the stripe by Badiris. Here's Campion. Last tackle. They put it through the hands. Harpe keeps it alive. Back to Wood again. Once again, he gets into some open space. Great pass from Cleary. Wood tried to keep it alive to Stacey Jones. And the Knights have it just outside their own 20, but the alarm bells are ringing. Here's McDougall.
Well, he's dropped the ball.
Jason Death looking at the touch judge, Phil Cooley, who had no response. The Knights continue on. Here's Ryder. Parsons lurching up towards them, almost gets it back to the halfway line. Here's Rudder. Pass, he put that player under all sorts of pressure. Badiris it was. Oh, kick, charge down, played out by the Warriors. Good piece of play there from Logan Swan, who got to the kicker. And they picked up some good field position as a subsequent. And here is another penalty to the Warriors. Well, Jones will put them on the attack.
Sorry, Warren. What you just mentioned there is the important point. There was a good work there from Logan Swan in that he made an effort to get to the chase. 10 minutes ago, they weren't bothering to even try that.
Nathan Wood has come alive in the last 5 minutes here. Swan lifts the knee there. He goes towards the defensive line now. Jason Death just 9 metres away. Another try here, and it is really game on. Campion to Jones. Second man play. Here's Villasanti. Taking a lot of stopping again. Fast play the ball. He got it to Jones. Campion. Flat pass to Jason Death. The pass was more than flat. It was forward, according to Tony Archer. There's a big call.
Oh, well, made it, Stacey. I've got a call, mate. I'm going with that.
And the touch judge was the man who made the call. This pass from Campion to Jason Death. Hard to rule on that particular angle there. The Knights get off the hook. Johns to Tahu on the outside of Harpe. Almost got away from him. They've had the Devil's own trouble lining up with these Knights outside backs from scrum wins. Here's Simpson now. He puts the speed on and almost breaks the line. Badiris gives it off to Paul Marquardt. He takes it into Warriors territory. 4 tackles left in this set of 6. Just over 13 minutes left on the clock. Johns rolling it in behind Farfeli, who was just coasting, and Cleary at the end. Had to just rush it across the dead ball line. Ryder was coming with a wet sail. Farfili was just coasting back, leaving it for Cleary. That man almost snuck under the radar.
Very well positioned to kick. I think Cleary at one stage, even very late in the kick, was toying with the idea of letting it go. Probably heard the footsteps thundering a little bit too loud behind him. Newcastle temporarily out of their slumber. A short kickoff.
Cleary drops it out. Oh, they almost came up with it as well. Going high to the air with his hands above him was David Miles. It almost works for them.
Kick it over. 10.
Situation where they trail by 15, 12 left on the clock. They had to try something, and had Miles hung on to this, it was going to pay dividends.
Well, it was certainly a great kick. A very good effort, but I guess it's one of those situations where if it comes off, you look like champions. If it doesn't, you put yourself under a lot of pressure.
And here is Rudder inside the Warriors' 10-metre line. Badiris gives it off to Peden. He's tackled there. No gain as Badiris goes to Marquardt. He knows only one way. And we'll play it back quickly to Badiris. Here's Johns. Guess it this time to Mark Hughes. Numbers outside him. The pass was forward and ruled that way by Tony Archer. Both teams letting each other off the hook with forward passes on the attack.
And a disappointing completion to that play. The Knights had their opponents outnumbered by 2 or 3 players. What they needed was a second man or second phase play there. The Warriors, of course, making the more errors in the game, and I think you can expect that that will creep a little bit as the game flows closer towards the full-time hooter. They've got to try something. Desperate stakes for them.
Villasanti just outside the 20. Still time for the Warriors here. Here's Swan. Get him going sideways now. Farfili. He dumps it back to the 2-try man, Clinton Torpey. Got away from the tackle. He has only Hughes in front of him. He had support and ran away from Nathan Wood. He picks it up and they will score. Oh, what a try. Luck is an absolute fortune. I thought Torpey had bombed it cold. He just wants to check Tony Archer whether Wood was onside. When Torpey put the kick in, well, Torpey, had he passed back on the inside, it seemed a formality that they would score, but he put the kick in, and Wood, who has had a blinder off the bench, scores a huge try for the Warriors.
Well, they've left nothing to chance. I can tell you, not going to have to worry about him being onside from the kick. He's onside by 2 or 3 metres. Have a look at the way it just sat up. Bent the back, didn't have to bother. Just put the hand down, scoop it up. Some terrific cover defence. Danny Badiris was the man that got right back to try and affect that last tackle. Unfortunately, just didn't come off. They leave nothing to the imagination, the Warriors.
There's the try. They have found some alternative routes to get to the try line tonight. Michael Hagan sitting back, looking comfortable at the moment. It's an 11-point ball game, and Cleary, from not that far to the right of the post, can make this one very, very interesting over the concluding 10 minutes. They've scored 3 tries here unanswered since the Knights opened up in a blaze with a try to McDougall in just the 2nd minute. Cleary will put them within 9. Well within striking range. What a finish we've got coming up for you at Marathon. They suffered last week. They hung on last week. This one might come back to haunt them yet. Here's Melly now. Pushing away from them, almost lost it. Wood gives it away to Campion. He goes to Jones. They spread it. Oh, Cleary lost it. That could be an important fumble. Just outside their own 20, they took the odds to it. Cleary coughed it up pretty simply. Here's McDougall now. They can end the comeback right here with a try. Johns at dummy half. Gives it off to Fletcher. Rounded up by Lauatiti. Just the second tackle. 4 more to hang on for the Warriors. Johns. Ball, Rudder. Good tackle by David Miles.
3, release now, David.
Needed to be made. Appealing that Rudder might have lost the ball. Johns now at dummy half again. Gives it to Badiris. To Mark Hughes. The Warriors slide. Here's McDougall at close range. Got it away. It comes back to Mark Hughes. He dummies. Takes them on himself. Still a couple of tackles to hang on for the Warriors. Badiris to Johns, looking for number 3. That'll do for the Knights. It was just too easy in the end again at close range. He is so hard to stop when he runs onto it at speed, and they were sliding. He just put them on the wrong foot once again. Exactly the same play as the first half, and it was just too easy.
And I'm very rarely critical of Stacey Jones, but he came up a little bit too quick and was pointing to the man on the inside. Here, do your best. Kevin Campion. There was a gap of about 3 or 4 metres between them. He had to go up and make sure that Johns affected the play himself.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Wally. And the thing about it with Stacey Jones, if he came up too quick, if you're going to go up, you've got to make sure the guy on the inside comes up with you. And the other thing they did wrong was the fact that they started to slide. They moved up and started to slide. And you can't have a sliding defence when you're 5 metres from your own line.
They had the numbers covered on the outside. Jones was worried about where Johns was going to pass to. And he didn't need to. From 20 out. What a night it's been for the captain. The result is sealed now. 6.5 minutes left. And they've put this one to bed. 39-24 is the score. Brave Warriors comeback snuffed out. As though we were going to go right down to the final few seconds here. But a mistake by Ivan Cleary. And the Knights didn't waste the chance to seal another 2 points. Short kickoff again, this time with the left foot, but they were in front of the halfway line. Too keen to get up and chase the kick. And the Knights looking to finish it with a rush now. They take the quick tap, and here's Kennedy. Simpson. Tackled up high by Nathan Wood. What a game he's had. He's played a lot of minutes the entire second half after coming off the bench. Here's Rudder. Should have waited. Johns just fires it backwards. It's almost a travesty that it didn't find the hands of a support player. It's almost telepathic skills. Does the number 7. Badiris. He finds Johns with a lovely pass. Rudder now. Short ball. Comes to Bailey. He's wrapped up by Torpy. Down the short side again. McDougall tracking back away from them. The ball comes loose. Play on, says Archer. That will be the last tackle. Ryder gives it to Johns. Rubber kick. Chasing through. Red, blue and white jumpers everywhere. Paul Marquardt might have jumped on it and scored another try for the Knights.
Onside, but you better have a look at it anyway while we're up there. Trying to get something like that on the slope.
Well, this ball had eyes. It evaded everybody. Ali Lauatiti was reaching out for it. Everybody had a swipe at it. In the end, it was Marquardt who dived through and looks to have scored another try.
Yeah, I think there's no worries whatsoever with offside play. Everybody fairly clear there. Only thing we'll be looking for was a slight touch from any of the Newcastle players on the way through. Didn't look to be. Marquardt. Clear miss there. Swing and a miss. Marquardt getting to the ball. Well, he's probably scooped it across into his other hand.
The other angle of it here. Harpy dispensed with Badiris. And then Marquardt there. Well, they've had the ball pushed into his arms by one of the Warriors' chasers. It'll be of little consequence as to the result. You can see there Miles coming across. Just a little bit too late. And the video referee, Ian Parnaby, called on to make a decision here that won't affect the outcome of the game, and he'll be very happy about that. A tough one to call, this one, though Marquardt might have got there pretty cleanly.
And I think we've got to point out, of course, the rule that the NRL referees have in fashion is that if there's any doubt, it's to go in favour of the attacking side. I think that's pretty much okay. He's knocked it across with his right hand, but caught it in his left, put it down. Celebrations coming up at Marathon.
They should flash the try sign, they do. Paul Marquardt picks up a rare try for him. A long career now, over 200 games. Picks up the 21st try of his career. And once again, it's no surprise that it's the number 7 which initiates the play.
He did it pretty well. He had to get it into open spaces. There's not a lot there quite often. So close to the line as John slots over another goal. Lauatini was the man. He decided to drop it on the inside.
Well, there's the big scoreline. Blown out in the last couple of minutes. 45-24 now. After it was down to 9 with around about the same amount of time left on the clock. Just looking ahead to next week briefly, as Cleary brings it back out for the kickoff yet again. The Warriors next week will take on the Bulldogs. What will be a home game for the Bulldogs, but they're going to play it in Wellington, so there'll be plenty of support for the Warriors in what would normally be an away game. They could well bounce back to the winners list. An effort there against the Bulldogs, who have now dropped 2 in a row themselves. The Newcastle Knights will also be on the road. They will travel to the nation's capital to take on the Canberra Raiders, who face themselves the Tigers tomorrow at Campbelltown. A game, of course, which you'll see right here on Fox Sports as it bounces up to Ivan Cleary, the kick. And we count down towards the 3-minute mark. Game effort from the Warriors, but just a little bit undone by some sloppy handling and some easy penalties they gave away in the first half, Wally.
Yeah, the penalties certainly put them on the back foot, and what they really were punished from there was, of course, the execution of their defence from the ruck area. Their markers so often a real bonus for them whilst playing at home. Aren't all that good on the road. They weren't this evening, and it cost them quite a few tries. This bloke has had a magnificent game. Just hasn't had enough troops around him, but I guess if there's one thing that we can take solace from tonight is that the defensive coaches from both teams will have a job on Monday.
Here's Jones, holding it in one hand, got a pass away to Campion. He floats it across the top to Harpy. Here's Francis Melly, pushed away from Darren Albert's tackle. It comes from Campion, back to Logan Swan. He'll show us his kicking skills. Numbers out here wide for the Warriors. Great take by McDougall. Save the day. They'll concede a goal line dropout. Lovely take, though, by the New South Wales and Australian player. Slow start to the season after missing the first month or so with injury, but has come back in a big way in recent weeks. Another fine game this evening, as he had last week. The Knights themselves try a short drop out here, and it will come the way of the Warriors after the Knights have knocked it on. Keen to keep the ball in their hands. They've cranked up a couple of big numbers here tonight. Andrew Johns, during this game, has picked up the second hat-trick in his career. His other was last year against the Roosters on this very ground. His 29 points tonight breaks his own personal tally in a NRL game of 24, which was set against the Bunnies back in 1999. Campion from the scrum win. Gives it off to Shontaine Harpy. Dumps it backwards. Campion puts it on the toe. Albert almost picked it up and was thinking of scooting 80 metres himself. 50 seconds left as Wood goes from dummy half. Real spark plug for them in attack in this second half. Swan has dropped it cold. Bailey gets back there to clean up and might have copped an accidental boot from Ivan Cleary.
Tackle one, have a look.
Former teammates at the Roosters.
Leave it out of it, Ivan.
And he's just used his boot again, this time to give away a penalty, as the crowd here at Marathon will count down the final seconds to Newcastle's 4th win of the season. It will move them to 9 points on the table, just 1 behind the Broncos, who sit at the top of the table after their win against the Bulldogs. Perhaps the last play of the game, McDougall tracking back at crossfield, gets a pass away. They knock it on, it comes away from Newton's grasp, and that will do us here at Marathon. The Knights had to withstand a second-half comeback from the Warriors. In the end, the scoreline, a seemingly comfortable